Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kyra here with another Exos Heroes video. And before I begin, I just want to say that I'm affiliated with BlueStacks. So if you guys are looking for an emulator, be sure to check out the link down in the description. That's by far the best way to support the channel. And with that, let's get into the video. Here in this video, I wanted to talk about FC Tantalo. And I think he's one of the best characters in the game ever since he got that rework. He was already a very good character, but after that Fake Core rework on him, I think he's absolutely incredible, and I just really want to highlight just how good he is, because I don't think he's getting slept on, but he's just such a good character. I needed to talk about him. Okay, so the first thing is I want to break down his kit. His passive is going to be the most important part. So in the beginning, it's just he's typical provoke character, and also has Dragonite Blessing, which is going to give him extra damage in phase 2 of the Dragon Raid. Here I pulled up a little, I screenshotted it. Here I screenshotted the rest of his moves. This is the most important part. Also, the scrolling text is incredibly annoying, so don't want to bother with that. That would be by far, in my opinion, the best patch in the entire game that they can do, is fix that damn scrolling text. He's a hard strike character, which is going to be applied to the character with the highest health. And then when that person dies, then it goes to the person with the next highest health. And then when a character that has hard strike passive, so not just Tantalo, but another character in your team that also can apply Hard Strike, when they do damage to that character, it's going to increase the level of the Hard Strike. So for the first Hard Strike, it's going to decrease 20 attack speed on the target. Hard Strike level 2 decreases the target's defense by 1,000, and then Hard Strike level 3 deals 200% damage to all enemies upon activation, afflicts target with blind, and then over time afflicts 2,000 damage to the target every turn. And then here's the big change that they did, which is Overpower. Here's the big change that they did. The first part of the change is Overpower. Overtime effect decreases critical damage of the target by 300%. And then the next part of his big change was Sworn Friend. Grants damage immunity one time to an ally that takes critical hit damage. When I see this passive here, I feel like Hard Strike already is an amazing passive. Big fan of that. But since he's so slow, I don't want to take him for Hard Strike. I feel like Hard Strike is going to be a luxury on him. Maybe take him with another character, and maybe in PvP, maybe on a tag team with another character with Hard Strike, so you can get 2 characters with Hard Strike. Use his, when he does damage, is kind of like a bonus. Maybe pair him with someone a little faster. I feel like Hard Strike scales with speed a lot of the time, or scales with counterattack. I'm not really taking him in for the Hard Strike passive. I don't want to rely on his moves. So him having a really powerful passive instantly makes him actually acceptable in most teams. So him having this very unique and very good passive in decreases critical damage of target by 300%, and then also is giving them damage immunity. He's going to add so much survivability in so many different situations. So the campaign is really tough and people do a ton of damage. So already this is going to be really good there. When it comes to the dragon, you don't get to go much. Check out my videos when it comes to turn order and stuff like that. When it comes to the dragon, characters that are impactful without having to go are instantly amazing when it comes to the dragon. So he's going to be incredibly useful for survivability in the dragon, and then also giving the damage immunity too, that just works together when it comes to survivability. So in Holy Dragon Grounds, he's incredible. And then when it comes to higher level challenges on for example, Thursdays for this guy, since he's it'd be Wednesdays for this guy because he's nature, he'd be very useful in some of the higher level challenges. And then lastly, he's going to be really good in arena too. And since he's so slow, his moves are really not that impactful, but his passive is. So I don't really want him to go. I want other characters to go. So him being last in my rotation is really not that big of a deal. I want more impactful characters to do stuff. But if the other team goes first, I'm going to be able to neutralize their damage, at least in the beginning, and then give my characters a chance to go. So really good passive, really useful character. Already, he's an amazing character because literally every game mode, he's really good in. Let's look at the rest of his kit. We got Ground Flip here, which deals 127% damage to all enemies. Over time, poisons target, dealing 44% damage every turn for 3 turns. Increases attack of all allies by 31% of attack for 9 turns when the skill hits. And then increases block of allies by 42 for 18 turns when the skill hits. This move right here, to me screams really good in Holy Dragon Grounds. Yes, he's very slow and you might not get to go, but if you have a slower team or a team that doesn't do too much damage, you're going to need to run through your whole rotation. Being able to increase all of your characters with attack, all your characters with block, increasing their survivability, very good for Holy Dragon. Body check here deals 262% damage to one enemy. Over time, poisons the target, dealing 92% damage every turn for 4 turns. And then a debuff decreases the attack of target by 53% of own attack for 8 turns. And this is something that's going to scale with level. So as I believe it just scales with your battle power. So I want to say it gets an even bigger percentage of your own attack as I get this character up, which is another thing. When I see an attack down like that, I see a character that's very good in the dragon because you only got one target. This is a single target move. In PvP, it's too fast for something like this to work. So you have all these characters doing their damage. Yes, he's reducing their critical hit damage. That's pretty much what he's useful for. But him to cycle through, go target a character, reduce their attack. Like, I'm not looking for him to do that. That would be a very slow meta. In the history of Exos heroes, the meta was only slow one time when it came to first Guardian characters. Long gone ever since Iris came through. FC Iris came through in the game, so I don't see this ever really being useful for PvP. But this is one of the premier moves for Holy Dragon Grounds. For example, people take Emma in for essentially this move here, but he has so much more to his kit than just that. Incredible character for Holy Dragon Grounds specifically. I think that's where he truly shines, is going to be that game mode, especially when we talk about it here more specifically. Overall, when I first see this kit, I see amazing S tier character for Holy Dragon Grounds. I see a good character for the hard campaign modes. And then I also see a very solid character for PvP. Now let's talk about how to gear him. And nowadays with the whole awakening, I think he's a pretty much a no-brainer when it comes to the awakening bonus. I just went with as much health as possible. I just want him to be a big ball of stats. And the best version of that is going to be I just went with the fire set. So a 6 set red to make sure he had the 5,000 HP. And then I'm going to just add as much more red as possible as I get more and more rank 1 gear. To give you an idea, these are the stats I have him at currently. Right here, when you start to awaken characters, the HP totals go off, get pretty nuts. That's where he's at for me currently. And where I currently use him is I've used him on my PvP team, like him there. But mainly, the thing I wanted to talk about is going to be him in Holy Dragon Grounds. And the reason why I like him in Holy Dragon Grounds is because it's one of the very few effects in the game that actually works in Phase 4. So, for example, in Holy Dragon Grounds, when you get to Phase 4, let's actually see if it shows up here. Yeah. So we got this part here. In Phase 3, increases attack every round. Yeah, Phase 4 uses the enhanced Dragon Effect skill each round. Every round drastically increases attack. It's going to do a ton of damage in Phase 4. Let me see if it explains Phase 4 here. Yeah, so and also in Phase 4, damages all enemies with the Ruthless Roar and stuns them for a certain amount of time. Raging Breath will keep getting stronger at the beginning of Phase 4, releases a breath that removes all marks on self and all targets. So that's going to remove like Dorka's passive when it comes to it removes Bathory's passive. I don't know if that's specifically a mark, but I believe Bathory's is. But like my point is pretty much every single general skill does not work in Phase 4. And also here we got Dragon Skill activates Dragon Skill of Immortality and nullifies marks and other elemental damage. So that's another example of something not working in Phase 4. Pretty much the only thing that works is machine set, like the old machine set. So like there's characters like, for example, see Brooke, and I make sure she's still in a machine set so she doesn't get stunned. Having Tantalo makes it to where people are significantly more survivable. One of the main reasons why I like having FC Tantalo on the team, I've been able to get significantly higher scores than I normally do when it comes to that section of the game because he's adding so much survivability. All right, guys. Well, since I kept talking about how good he is in Holy Dragon Grounds, I figured I would show off a run in Holy Dragon Grounds to end the video. Purely passive based. His turn order does not matter. And also, even on Phase 4, it's all whatever type of the day, whatever day it is the only damage that can be done on that day. So for example, it's Fire Day. So the only damage in Phase 4 that can be done is characters like Rachel, Xeon, Magi, stuff like that. So since his passive is a survivability passive and he's slow, doesn't matter what his damage is, he's going to be useful in every single day of the dragon for you. And not many characters in Holy Dragon Grounds you can say that for. There's only a very select few. Like, for example, I would say he's right up there now with FC Magi as a character that you could take in with you every single day of the week and always be useful. That's going to be it for me in this video. If you like content like this, please consider subscribing. Also remember, best way to support the channel is going to be through BlueStacks again. So link in the description, and you guys have a good one. Peace.